Today, we're breaking down the GTA 6 pre-order chaos. Which edition should you get? What's going on with GTA Online? And seriously, did Rockstar have to personally kick Matt Lord in the nuts with that physical edition? Plus, Steam Machine pre-orders are here, and with that price tag, is Valve's new console already DOA? And Xbox just dropped another shocking price hike. Is the console cooked, or is Sony about to follow suit? Stick around for all that and more. Welcome friends, good playing with you, your weekly gaming news roundup. I'm Dan Whitehill, and we have a packed show today. GTA 6 pre-order chaos, Steam Machine sticker shock, and another Xbox price hike. Ugh. Before we jump in though, let me introduce the crew. First up, back from paternity leave, please welcome my partner in Pixels, Matt Lord.
Hey, how's it going? Good to be back.
Great to have you back, brother. You were missed.
Yo, miss you guys. Can't wait.
And of course, congratulations to you and Audrey on the new family member. We will save that update for later in the podcast, so please stay tuned because, of course, we have to talk to GTA, but it is awesome to have you back. And also joining us this week, please welcome our intern extraordinaire, behind-the-scenes MVP, and my nephew, Zach Kohler.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Zach. I'm so excited to be here and so excited to finally be on the podcast. I've been behind the scenes for roughly a year now. And it's finally time to, hop in front of the camera, and I'm excited to be here.
We're excited to have you because you are definitely the man that makes it happen.
Agreed.
I love working with you. I love you as my nephew, but that will absolutely not stop me from telling you how wrong your video game opinions are if you make them. So stick with us. All right, now let's just get to the headlines of the week. First up, let's talk GTA 6. We got a couple of headlines here. First, the good news, and that is GTA 6 pre-orders went live this week, which makes this whole November 19th release date feel a lot more real. But of course, nothing happens in the video game world without a little controversy. And first up, we got to talk the quote-unquote physical edition of the game. And Lord, this totally made me think of you. Basically, if you buy the box version of the game, there's no disc inside, just a download code. So yes, you get the case, but not the game on an actual physical disc. And that has absolutely rubbed people the wrong way. Some retailers are reportedly pushing back on carrying it, and there's already chatter about a real disc version being printed and created, but later on, like November, December. But as of right now, if you want a boxed copy at launch, you're basically buying a fancy code. So gentlemen, how big of a deal do you think this is? Let's go to our guest first, intern Zach. Take it away.
For me, honestly, I don't think this is that big of a deal. I play on the Xbox Series S, and my Xbox doesn't even have a disc slot on it. I couldn't put a disc in if I wanted to. So, and I got this in 2020 when it came out. So I've been discless for years. So for me, I don't really care. I get it. I get why people would be upset about it if you like collecting discs, but that's not for me. So I don't know. I don't really care about this.
Yeah, you have you had pretty much the correct answer. Like you have a Series S, so yes, you can buy it digitally and it's all good. But for me, when I saw this, I was just like, dude, well, first of all, Dan, we called this. We said this on the show. I was like, do you think this is going to be a digital only game? And I know we also said like maybe a subscription, but we also mentioned this and we're like, no way. This thing is coming with the disc. And then when I saw this news, I literally couldn't believe it. I'm like, dude, right here, like we could be seeing the end of physical games right here with GTA leading the charge if they don't follow up with a disc option. And I don't know. I'm not fully sold. I saw that too, where there's like, yeah, like we're going to come out with the disc version. Like, I don't think it would be in December. Well, I don't think it would be like, I think if they were to do that, it'll be like 6 months later, like they did with Alan Wake. I could see it something like that. But to me, that it just complete boner kill for the pre-order. Because Dan, I was going to pre-order this thing, and I, like we've said, like you can only get a physical copy anymore if you do pre-order. So I was like, okay, this is great. I'm going to be able to I'll go get on Best Buy's website, get this game loaded up, and I'll be good to go. And no, like I was immediately just like, well, it doesn't matter. I don't even need to pre-order this. We haven't seen any gameplay yet. And I'm not going to pre-order a digital copy at this point. Like strictly digital, no, I can wait. I can wait. Sorry, I can wait.
Interesting. I was wondering if you're going to wait because Zach, you might not know, but Lord loves preservation of games and really believes physical is super important because, you know, if the internet goes away, so do all of our precious copies that we bought digitally. So it's a real risk out there. And I completely understand both positions. I think for me it's shocking like that they did this because when you did bring this up I was like, oh no way, they're not going to leave money on the table, they would never do this, but they did. And so I'm curious to see, you know, what this means for the generation and games going forward. And Rockstar apologists Kotaku are already putting out articles trying to like appease people saying, oh, they did it because they want to control leaks, and they're trying to put out all of these excuses for them. Do you believe Kotaku? Is this a real reason, or do you think that there's something more nefarious at play? Zach, first with you.
Yeah, Zach, go for it.
I don't know. I kind of believe them. I don't really have a real reason to call their bluff here. I think they're legit. I think, yeah.
Lord?
I think these publishers are so in cahoots with some of these, like especially Rockstar. They're doing damage control. I don't think they realized people were going to freak out like they did, and I think they caught some serious flack. And I'm almost willing to bet doing this. I mean, of course, we'll never know because it'll be all shady. This, I bet, hurts some pre-orders. I bet you people are like,
I disagree completely. I disagree with both of you. I mean, yes, I do think that they will take some pre-orders away, but the number one reason they did it was not to protect their artistic vision and prevent evil leakers. It's 100% money because if you think about this, they don't have to print the discs, they don't have to ship them, and they don't have to give retail stores a cut. They are getting so much money. I guarantee you there was an NBA bean counter in one of those corner offices is clicking on his little calculator and came back and said, we will get X amount, millions of dollars more if we skip physical. Physical, we have to share money. Digital, we don't. And it's going to make us so much more money. And that is 100% of the reasons, because they're like, oh, we gotta offer it physically eventually. But no, let's force everyone's hand to go all in digital because we know they can't wait. This is 100% agreed move, and I kind of respect it.
I mean, I couldn't agree more with you there. I for sure think this is agreed move to capitalize, you know, try to recoup some of the $1 billion development costs. And it makes sense. But in my mind, them doing this is like a red flag about what this game is going to be. I think this is going to be like, this is the beginning of something real rocky with GTA 6. I think this game is going to come out and people are going to be like, dude, what the fuck happened? Like, it all started with the physical code in the game, and this is going to be, I think, like the first little speed bump to this mega game coming out. I'm calling it now. Okay,
interesting. And you could be onto something here. And I'm definitely curious to see you guys, if you guys are getting it, and if so, like how and which edition. But before we do that, let's talk about the different editions, because unfortunately, that's where some of the more of the controversy came from. At first glance, $80 for the standard editions almost feels weirdly reasonable because Nintendo already cracked that seal, and GTA is obviously a premium release. But then you look at the $100 Ultimate Edition, and suddenly this gets a little bit more interesting. That version comes with extra cars, weapons, outfits, tattoos, special shops, garages, and a bonus activity tied to Jason and Lucia's story. So this isn't just some soundtrack and wallpaper bundle they're throwing out there for the super fans. This is real, actual in-game stuff being carved out and locked behind a paywall that they're asking fans to pay more for. And that's why people are getting upset. Because now the question becomes, is the $80 version the full game? Or is the $100 version the version Rockstar really wants you to buy and the real version of the game? Kohler, what do you think on this one?
I think that the $80 version of the game is what Rockstar and what fans should consider the real game. I think the $100 Ultimate Edition with the side story, I think it's awesome. I think it's cool. I think for $20 extra, it's worth it, and I probably will end up buying that. I don't think that it's necessary to any of the game. I think it's just a fun side story. And I mean, I come from, like, I love EA games, right? So take Madden, for example. This blows out any Madden Ultimate Edition. They always do 2, even 3 versions of the game. And they never do side stories like this, you know. I think it's a good deal. I like it. So
Lord, what's your take?
I mean, this is slippery slope. I don't know. Again, this is another thing where I guess it's a gray, maybe a little bit of a gray area. Like maybe it doesn't really impact how, the $80 version is the full game, but like, are you really, like, are they really trying to like entice you to get the $100 with the extra quest? It honestly feels a little sus to me. Like it just a way to cap. And I saw plenty of apologists online saying, "Dude, people, this is bonus content that you don't need to worry about. Every game does this with their different packages and deals like deluxe edition, yada yada." I don't know. This one seemed like pieces of the game. Like to me, that sounds like gameplay kind of content. So I don't know if that's okay. And again, for this game to be so high stakes and so mainstream to do this, it again, this could be like shifting different how other developers are going to output their game. So this could have like such a massive ripple effect on how everything is done post launch from this game that I'm like, I don't know if this is the precedent this game should be setting.
You're right. This is a slippery slope, and it makes me a little bit concerned that we're no longer getting the full game experience. Now, we don't know for sure until we get our hands on it how substantial this is, but like missing out on raids and all that sort of stuff would suck. And just playing the Harry Potter game 3 years ago, they had a mission that was tied to PlayStation only, and I was playing on Xbox, and that was the top selling game of that year. And there was a whole mission and thing I couldn't do because of being locked behind the PlayStation thing. And that really sucked. And every time I hit that door, I was just like, man, I would have paid more. I'm curious, when you hit these shops or when you select these sorts of missions, does it pop up and say, no? And does it feel like a mobile experience, essentially? Like, I'm going to need you to download this. Do you want to go to the Microsoft store? Do you want to go to the PlayStation store? Like, is that how grubby it's going to be? It has me a little concerned. I think they're teaching the market the wrong lesson. They 100% can get away with it. And which leads to, of course, my question to you both, like, what version are you getting? Because I assume everyone here is going to get it. Or, Lord, you might wait for the physical, but I'm curious to hear what you think, too. So first, Zach, what do you think?
I'm getting the ultimate. I've been waiting years for this. I can't skimp out on the $20. I'm getting the ultimate.
Yeah,
I hear you, Lord.
I'll probably do the ultimate. But should I just say? I should just say like a big fu and get it on my Series S as well. Like I should just. That's how I should get this game. I think. Zach, you've convinced me. I think this is where I dust off the Series S. I don't get it on the PS5, and I get it on that, and just see how it runs. But I don't know. It depends. Like I said, I'll probably hold off because okay. Let me ask you this: because Dan, did you already pre-order?
Of course, yes,
Okay.
of course I did.
Okay,
I pre-ordered.
let me ask you though: do you have to put the whole sum down, or is it just partial?
Normally, at least on the Microsoft store, you just say you want it if it's digital, and they don't charge your credit card until like a week beforehand. But
Oh,
I
okay.
pre-ordered through Amazon, so I don't know if they charged me or not. But I got the quote unquote
You
physical
did?
box. I did, and I paid my $80 to Amazon because what's cool is, and works on the digital version as well. But Amazon and Rockstar will release the game actually on the 12th beforehand, so you can preload. and you can't play it, but you can get it downloaded. And so therefore Amazon and other partners will be shipping out these boxed copies starting the 12th to people. I'll get my code, I'll be able to preload. Now the boxed version only comes standard edition, so yes, I'm gonna have to turn around and pay my extra $20 so I can get all that sort of crap on top, but at least I'll have a cool collector's edition box. Even if I can't get the whole like pressed disc, I at least want a first run box. I'm willing to just put, because I can display it behind here and show it off on the pod.
Yeah. And apparently Amazon is already sold out of the box. So it also could turn into a collector's item, the box. But yeah, I think I gotta personally wait. Maybe, you know what? If they they need to launch gameplay trailer like that, Dan, that gameplay trailer that you're talking about where they break it down. If they show that off and things are looking good, then I'll pre-order.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because that's what has me the most concerned. I want to wrap this up, but first we can't help but touch on the glaring omission for GTA Online's update or a new GTA Online, because Rockstar made it very clear that that was not coming with this game. They came out and said GTA 6 is a single player experience. So for anyone who, like myself, who was expecting that British lady to give that breakdown trailer that's always amazing, an overview of what we're going to be able to do in Grand Theft Auto Online 6, well, you're shit out of luck because they haven't said anything about it. And here's the weird part. I mean, looking at history, Grand Theft Auto 5 came bundled with Grand Theft Auto Online, and then they split them apart and sold them separately. And Red Dead Redemption 2 came bundled with Red Dead Redemption Online. Then they split them up and sold them apart. But this time, they're launching GTA 6, and they're not even talking about GTA 6 Online. So what's going to happen here, gentlemen? Zach, let's speculate. What are your thoughts?
I think it's going to be at least a year after the launch of the main GTA 6. I think it's late 2027, early 28 until GTA Online finally comes out. I think the expectations for it are so high and they know they can't mess it up. And just with, I don't know, I just don't see how you can make that good of a game while also focusing your energy on the GTA launch. So I think they're going to go all out on this launch and then try and start figuring out what they're going to do with online. I think it's a ways away.
Lord, what do you think?
I could see a year. Might be a little long. I think I said 6 months after. I think some other show I was like 6 months is going to be the time. They'll sell it separately. It'll be probably its completely own thing. I heard.
Yeah. Do you think an additional price? And if so, are we talking like 30, 40 bucks or are we talking 60 bucks?
I could see it being like 60 bucks. Like, I think it could be a full price game and it better be like it. I mean, well, this is the thing. GTA 5, GTA Online right now, currently, still making like, what was it, $5 million a day? So it's like they're in no rush at all to try and get this thing out. I think they're going to take as much time as possible. And then I think when they do release it, they're not going to miss a beat on trying to get that $5 million a day. They're going to charge you for the game. And then that thing is going to have microtransactions to the absolute max. So that's like a buckle up situation. I don't know, and I hope the single player gets the same amount of attention that I know the GTA Online will definitely be receiving.
And so, Zach, you're the college student. Is this the sort of thing like you think college students would be able to interested in saving up and paying something for this? Give us the take of the younger generation, buddy.
100%. I think GTA.
Damn you guys! You're suckers! Oh my lordy!
GTA has had such a cultural impact, especially on my generation. I grew up watching it on YouTube. I'd watch all these YouTubers play it. I played it myself. Like everybody, it's been so long. I think there's a whole lot of hype in my generation, for sure, about this. And so I think if GTA Online were to come out with a $60 separate game, I think people would definitely buy it.
Oh, shit. Then I think that's where we're headed.
Yeah. That's crazy, though, to me. Because in my mind, I'm like, already ready to I'm already ready to take to the streets. Like, I'm ready to go boomer out here. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm getting a dang physical copy, and I'm not going to pay 60 damn dollars for another GTA version. Which, like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm so burned from GTA Online, like from GTO. Like, I just like that game was not very good. Like, I don't have any connection to that game either because I just felt like that game was so janky. So
It got better over time, and I have
yeah,
a lot of money in it. Like, not
yeah,
real money. Like, I would just sign in on the free weekends and get like the $1 million or whatever.
yes.
But
They better
it
allow you
got
to
better over
transfer
time.
that shit.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to. And what's funny is that they've got to make an announcement sometime about this sort of thing. People have got to be wondering like what the hell is
Yeah.
going on there, and they have not said anything. And that's just it's blowing my mind what's happening here.
Well, when do you think they're gonna release the next trailer? Then, Dan, what's the take on that?
My guess was
Now,
it was going to be, even Chad Kinsella last week was like, oh, it has to be a marketing beat. Instead, they did 63 screenshots. So it's not like they did nothing. We got some more screenshots to pour over, which led to a lot of people to speculate some of the activities of like fishing and sports and things all that you can do in it, which sounded interesting. But my guess is, man, they're not going to release that third trailer until maybe a month or two out. And when they do, it will be their blitz. We will see the things on the skyscrapers. You're going to see the ads on football. You're going to see, I mean, they're going to go all out. That third trailer will be the true kickoff for their marketing blitz, and it will be incredibly huge, I think.
and gameplay.
Yeah, I think we will definitely see that. They'll maybe do like one of those digital foundry sort of things where they have them come in and tell them how great their game is and how great the specs are. I mean, I think we will get a full marketing push about like a month in advance. That's my
Interesting.
guess.
Man, what a crazy thing. Like I unexpected, I guess. Like, just, man, wow, they're already pre-ordering GTA 6. Who would have thought?
I'm kind of just happy to be able to pre-order. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna even kid. Like, I was just kind of giddy just being able to be like, this is real, this is really happening. I felt like such a dork, but like to what Zach said, it's been so fucking long since that last game. It's just insane. And we know the real money is being made online, so I can't believe they're waiting even longer for that. But I don't know. Speaking of money though, and crazy, we got to talk about the Steam Machine because man, that figuratively got steamrolled by the GTA announcement. I don't think people are talking as much about it as they should because it's also a big deal when it came to gaming. But the news here essentially is the Steam Machine is finally real and will be out shortly. But the reaction has been a little rough. And I don't know if this is just because the machine isn't quite what everyone expected or if it's just a sign of the times. So let me read the news and then I want to hear you guys' take. So essentially, the Steam Machine's going on sale June 29th. And on paper, it really should be a big deal. Valve is finally putting a real living room box out into the world. But once people saw the details, that's when the reactions got a little rough. First up, the price, the controller, and what you're actually getting. The 512 gig Steam Machine is $1,050, and the 2 terabyte version is $1,350. And somehow, neither one includes the actual controller. So if you want Valve's official controller, that's another $79 in the bundle pricing, which means the real price jumps even higher right away. So now you're looking at, now it does work with Xbox controllers before you ask though. So you don't have to have the Steam controller, but come on, who doesn't want a new controller? So now you're looking at a machine that costs more than a PS5 Pro, doesn't come with a controller, and doesn't come with any exclusive games to help justify its existence there. And then you've got to talk about the performance side of it. And that's where people are really starting to push back because early impressions are saying this is a very capable little box that can do a lot of stuff, a lot more than traditional consoles, sure, but it's not stronger than a PS5 or an Xbox Series X in the ways that people expected. In fact, Valve removed the label, quote, 4K gaming at 60 frames per second from the store page earlier today after reviews said that it couldn't maintain those things and there was a public backlash. So now you're asking for people to pay over $1,000 for something that, at least as a game machine, may not even feel like a clear step up from what people already have owned for like 5 years now. So what do you guys think at this point with the no controller included? Who is this actually for? Zach, let's go to you.
I don't know. I don't know who would want this, if I'm being honest. The price on that is insane to me. I think at that point, I'd just buy a computer and that would do everything I need it to do. I think 1100 is crazy.
I mean,
Lord.
dude, that price. Remember when we were saying it could have been $399? That I was like $399, dude. Wow, was that like a hallucination? That was a bad hallucination.
Well, that was before RAM prices have gone up like so much, and it was we were thinking that, not that we were sold on that, we were just saying it was a spectrum, but we also assumed Steam would eat some of the cost of this thing because people are buying games on their console, but no, they are not willing to take a loss on this, and they're going full price.
I cannot believe that is how they're acting with this. To me, that was like a little shady. I think Valve is actually catching some like actual heat about that, because I mean, I think they should have at least tried to eat, $100, $200 on this thing to make it a little bit more palatable, because going up above, 1K, that's going to turn away a lot of people. And you did ask who this system is for, and I 100% think this was to entice console players to jump into the PC world and get oriented with Steam. And the reason why I say this is because apparently they, at one point, they did think about selling a stripped down version of the system without RAM and an SSD card, and that probably would have saved, like, at this point, like, $500 or whatever. But they didn't do that. And the reason why I think they're not gearing towards PC people is because PC people, they would have an SSD card or a stick of RAM lying around. Like, seriously. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, like I have an SSD card here. Like, I bought that pre, AI insanity. And so I think they're like, no, we can't sell that to a console person, because they don't have any of that stuff lying around. So I think that is truly what they were going for. And in my mind, this is just a crazy price tag. Complete shocker.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just over here laughing my ass off because, well, we're debating the question of like, who is this machine for? Zach's the college kid, and he's like, well, it's not for college kids. And then I'm a console gamer, but you're the PC gamer, and you're the PC guy saying, well, they made it for the console gamer. And I'm a console gamer saying, hell no, they didn't make it for me, because I would rather buy a cheaper machine that I know works and runs it and does, what it needs to do for much cheaper and better power. They made it obviously for the PC people to get to the living room. So I think we're all pointing at each other like
Spider-Man
standoff or something here. And no one knows what this machine is for, and I think that is really the problem here, because I'm not even sure Valve knows the machine is who the machine is for, and so it just makes me laugh. I also think, like, look, you couldn't even taken a $50 hit to get that $9.99 price. Like, you're that much of a D-bag that you couldn't even try and get it under like to three digits. No, that is just like, they really just don't give F's. I think they're sending this thing out to die. It's not really their fault. I do think it's kind of like the sign of the times of where we are with the Rampocalypse, and the fact that they know that the Rampocalypse is going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. So I think they're trying to maybe put a little cushion in this thing, but you're not going to have very much cushion if you don't sell very many. And unfortunately, I think that's what's going to happen here. So do you guys think this thing's destined to fail, or does this become a niche machine, or does this thing catch on later when maybe there are potential price stops, even though we haven't seen in the last decade or whatever? But what do you guys think the future is, Zach?
I don't know if this thing's really got a future. I mean, if none of us can figure out who the target demographic is, I don't know how it survives. And I mean, maybe down the road, people, pick it up. I don't really see it, though, if I'm being honest. I think it was a good attempt. I'm a little surprised that Steam wasn't as consumer friendly, especially with the pricing. I feel like normally they are. Like, I like them as a company, and I think that Steam, like as an app store, does great. I think they're amazing. Yeah, I don't think this one will really make it though.
Lord.
Yeah, I agree. And you said something that kind of, I think there is also a possibility that, like, because we're having this hardware apocalypse and everything is just outrageously expensive, there's a good chance that maybe they were just like, well, maybe we just price it at such an astronomical price that we just like sell it to the whales, the scalpers, and we just offload these things. And then, you know, 4 years down the line, we upgrade it a little bit more and we re-release it as like a proper little system and have it be the price point that we initially wanted it to be. Like, yeah, I don't know if that's ever going to happen because I feel like prices are just like, I don't know if they're going to be here to stay, but I would love for that to be the course that Valve takes with this. And if they knock it down, you know, like Dan, if they did initially launch it as like a $600 machine or 700, like I bet you that would make you much more like, well, maybe I might give it a go. Like, I'm not sure. I feel like at this price point, they're just like, hell no, I'm not going to do that. I got so many other options, console wise, PC wise. So who knows? Maybe this was just like, they're like, there's nothing we can do about this. This thing's dead. Put it at an astronomical price point and just release it and see what happens.
I 100% think you're right. I think
Yeah.
they're like, we know we're not going to sell this thing. Let's not take a loss because no one's going to buy it. I think
Yeah.
the writing is on the wall. Yeah, people are, I guarantee you now, this thing is quote unquote going to sell out because
Yes.
they didn't make enough of them. And the people like whales and the niche, you know, people who are interested in this sort of stuff are definitely going to buy it. So the next headline we're going to get here, they probably have the PR press release already written for the 29th of like, hey, we sold all of our,
Yeah.
you know, pre-order allotments. And of course you did because you planned it like that. That's how consoles work. I would think less of you if you didn't have that already done. But I think the fundamental problem they have here started even before this machine. They kind of seem to like say, oh, we had a great success with the Steam Deck, and hey, look, we've got all these people competing with us, but our OS is so strong and we've got super fans, we can do the same thing with the console. But they didn't make games for it. I'm like, you're asking someone to pay that much money and you don't even have any exclusive software. Are you tone deaf to what the audience is telling Microsoft? People are writing Microsoft saying, look, you need exclusives. And those executives are like, oh, what? We're greedy. We can't hear you with all our money in our ears. Sorry. But the Steam has got to know this already because everybody in the game knows this sort of thing. But the fact they're unwilling to make any games, they're unwilling to take a loss on this thing, man, they just don't know how to play the game. I think they were spoiled by the luck of the timing of the Steam Deck, and they were screwed by the timing of the Steam Machine because that Rampocalypse and the fact that they don't have anything to support this software wise is really going to bite them in the ass. I think it's DOA, but I don't think it goes away in a ball of flames. I think it just quietly, just kind of, you know, over time will eventually disappear.
Yeah. It'll be like how their first Steam Machine attempt was, I think, where it'll have like a little time. That one like really kind of didn't do anything at all. I think this will have a little bit more of a stir, but no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree.
But one thing that I did want to mention though is they are releasing the Steam OS to install on regular computers. I don't know if that's you were going to mention that, but I'm excited for that. That's awesome. Like, who knows if there's a time where I'm just like, screw Windows, let's go all in on Steam. I can just go in and install that, and then I can have literally a Steam machine right here using my normal computer. I don't know if I'll ever fully do that, but hey, it's an exciting option. It's cool that they're giving that away for free. So
yeah,
really,
no, I was going to mention it, but then it's like, you know, I'd love to get excited about their OS because it is so finely tuned and does, you know, so many amazing things. But at the same time, the fact that it runs on Linux and won't run some software like Call of Duty and all that sort of stuff means it's not ready for prime time, if you ask me. So, yeah, you know, I'm happy for them. I think that would be kind of their killer app if it really supported everything. But since it doesn't, I just think maybe that one needs more time in the oven too.
Probably.
They haven't figured everything out. It's so close. It's so far away. I tell you, you know, it's
good call. Yeah.
crazy. But one thing though I did want to like speculate about though is based on this and what's happening here, what does this mean for the next generation of consoles? Because this is where it gets really interesting for me. Microsoft has already said we're going to hear more about Project Helix later this year, and AMD has already talked like its side is progressing towards the next Xbox window. So they're working on their chips and stuff. So the big question is, if the chips are getting locked in, how much room is there to wiggle or push these launch dates? Because if hardware costs are still this ugly, if RAM is still this expensive, and if storage is going to still be this expensive, and if this is what the next gen like console or box is going to look like, do we make the potential launch of 2027 when they, we know dev kits are going out for Xbox early 2027, but I don't know if that even like could be possible with a 2027 window now with everything the way it is. Will consoles push to 2028? Will they push to 2029? Like what? This is all speculation, of course, but if the market is telling us anything right now, it's that launching a new gaming hardware at a price people can actually live with is getting harder and not easier. So, Zach, let's go to you first. And does this make you think the next real console generation slips further into the future? And if so, where do you think it could potentially land?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that for right now, I really don't feel like there's a pressing need for a new console. I think
Agreed.
I'm very content with my Xbox Series S. I'm sure people with the X are content, and I'm sure people with PlayStation, which is better than Xbox, I will say, I'm sure they're happy with their PS5s. I mean, I don't think there's a need for an upgrade. Uh, I I don't know. I think it will get pushed down the line for sure. It needs to be at a good price point for people to buy it. If the PS6 comes out and it's $1,200, if it anything rivals the Steam machine, it's not gonna work. So I think it'll be definitely in the future though. I don't think it'll be 27 at all. I think it'll be 28, 29, 30, somewhere in there.
Lord, what are your thoughts?
Man, Zach, you just totally dragged Xbox like that over PS, huh? All right. All right. I hear you, Zach.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're years out. We can't do any consoles, I think, for a minute. I think like 2030. Even though the weird part is I feel like gaming has become such a luxury
Yeah.
sort of hobby anymore that I wouldn't be fully surprised if they just launched it and it was astronomically priced and they just let all the, turn it into a luxury item at this point because I don't know. I don't see there's so much time still. I think it could be like 5 years till this thing like stops, like if like officially. They're saying it could be a long time because the main RAM manufacturer is saying this thing is like not done, and so it could be a while. Like it could be could be like 2030 or something. So I could see them also just pushing ahead and launching in the next year or two, and just having it be an astronomical price, and I probably won't be buying in day one. I'll just have to wait until, at some point they actually are able to lower prices instead of raising prices in the future after the console is launched.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll have to just see.
When it comes to the next gen, I 100% agree with you guys. I like traditionally 7 years is a console life cycle. These manufacturers want to push it out because they want to increase sales, and towards the end of their life cycle, they're definitely seeing less sales, and they're seeing less sales now. They want to put out a new system. They want those to make money off this sort of thing. They want to generate excitement. But I don't think it's possible with these prices. I think the only thing that we're going to be able to generate with these prices is shock and horror. And so I totally agree. I think 10 years might be too long, but oh man, 8 or 9, like it could be real. And at this point, to like exactly like Zach said, I'm completely fine with it because I think if you're launching a console, in the future over $1,000, that is just so hard to justify. It's insane. And and I think that's where we could be heading on this thing, is especially if my next story is to be believed, which it is. Xbox today said they're raising prices again, and the new numbers are pretty hard to swallow. Starting August 1st, the Series S 512 gigabytes is going from 400 to 500, and the Series X 1 terabyte with disc is going from $650 to $800. That is a $100 jump for the Series S and a $150 jump for the Series X, and it marks the third major console price increase in this generation. Microsoft says the reason is the same one we keep hearing across the industry: storage and memory costs are exploding. And in its announcement, Xbox said that those component costs have gone up 2.5 times since the last price hike alone, and it expects them to keep rising. At the same time, the company is also rolling out buy now, pay later, Amazon financing, and pushing refurbished and pre-owned options, which at least shows that Xbox knows how hard these prices are going to be to land with people. And the reaction online has been exactly what you'd expect. A lot of fans are pointing out that the Series S now costs what the Series X used to, and a lot of people just can't believe that a 6-year-old console is now basically $500 on the low end and $800 on the high end. So yes, Microsoft has a real cost problem here, but this also raises a much larger question about whether console gaming is getting too expensive for regular people to even keep up with. So, gentlemen, let's start with you, Zach. Could prices like this actually hurt gaming by putting consoles out of reach for regular people? And what's the college student take with these sort of prices?
1,000,000% this hurts console gaming. I mean, it's kind of, as an Xbox user, I play online, so I have to pay the subscription on top of the console, right? And so for somebody who's already, I mean, I'm in college, I'm not, I'm pretty broke, so that's a payment I don't really want to make. And if you're gonna make the starting price that much higher, I mean, that is crazy. That reminds me of like when it was COVID times and it was hard when the consoles first came out. It was so hard to get them. They'd be on like StockX, I think, for the prices they're out right now. Like, that is crazy. That I think that really hurts. I got my Xbox when I was a freshman in high school. I would not have been able to get it if it was $750. I got it for, I think 500 or whatever. If it was anything like that, I think that hurts it a lot. Yeah, I don't like that.
Lord, what's your
Yeah.
take? I mean, you're more of a
Hey.
PC guy, so do you even give a shit?
No, I do. This is just
Okay,
complete craziness, dude. Like, we're getting to insane times, and I understand that they can say these components are rising in cost, but again, it's like, dude, we got to eat some of these costs, maybe even more. Like, I'm sorry, but like, people want a game and you're the game makers. So like, I just feel like the consumer at this point is just getting so screwed. And I wouldn't be surprised if, like, I don't know, like, people just like take up board games at this point, because why the hell, how are you gonna, like, these costs are just too insane. If I were to ask my dad to buy, back in the day, to buy that $800 Series X, like, there's no shot I'm getting that system at all. Like, $800 is crazy, especially when there's the cost just of living anymore in 2026 is astronomical. So like, an $800 console is just like out of the realm of possibilities right now for a lot of people. So yes, luxury item at this point.
I agree. I think the $800 price point does a few things here. It has me concerned for the future of Xbox's console sales, because I imagine that they're going to hit the shitter, but I don't think it's any coincidence that this is announced on the same day as GTA, because they know console prices are going to go up, and they've given people at least a month. They said, hey, regular prices are still available until August 1st, so you have a month. If you're getting ready for GTA, go buy our console now. I don't think it's going to help them, because that's a very threatening message, where PlayStation's got a better message of like, hey, we're their partner and it plays better whether it does or not. They're saying it, come play it on PlayStation and buy a PlayStation. It'll remain to be seen, and I'm curious what you guys think to know. I want to know, like, do you think PlayStation is going to raise their prices too, now seeing Microsoft doing this? Or do you think they're going to wait? Or do you think they're just going to enjoy the optics of, taking more of a loss, but they've got a machine that's $150 cheaper heading into GTA and holiday season? What's Sony's move? Zach, what do you think?
I think their move is to wait and at least until GTA. I think if you keep that price down and GTA comes out, you're going to have a whole lot more gamers trying to buy consoles for GTA, and they're instantly going to look at PlayStation over Xbox just because of that price point. I think, to me, it makes a whole lot of sense to keep the price low, but I mean, it's PlayStation. If they raise the price to match them, I would not be shocked. So I hope
Lord,
they
what do
keep
you
it
think?
down.
Yeah, I mean,
Lord.
yeah, what's wrong with selling volume anymore? It's like, dude, like, sell your consoles. Like, why do you need to make like $1 trillion on one transaction? I feel like, yes, GTA is coming out. Let your console be cheaper. It won't be. They're definitely going to raise their prices, by the way. Like, they're not going to miss out. They're like, oh, Microsoft is raising price. This is a perfect opportunity. That is also annoying too, because it's like, who knows? They might not be, like, they might already have a huge backstock of all these different components, which they probably do, and they're probably not making that much less money. They're just raising the price on the consumer again, and it's just insane. I think they're
When do
definitely
they do
raising.
it? When does Sony
Yeah.
do it, do you think? What's their timing?
I think they'll do it maybe 2 weeks, the second week of August. They'll make the announcement.
All right, I'm very curious. All right, so I agree. I think Sony will take advantage of this. I think they might wait, because I think they probably do have a storage of chips. My guess is they want to look good. This is really going to help them sell. Microsoft knows they've already kind of lost this generation. Maybe they wait until the new year. It depends on when their stock runs out, but they will definitely take advantage of this too, I think. Here's where I think gaming is really going, and here's my little bit of my concern. Right now, we're seeing them make these moves and get excited because they know they're going to sell consoles with GTA coming out. But I think that's kind of ironic, because I think where it's headed now is, once these consoles stop selling, I think the next thing you're going to see is Microsoft and potentially Sony partnering with Rockstar to put GTA in the cloud and have a cloud only streaming option. And then the next big marketing push is going to be, get GTA in the cloud, $10 a month. And that is what they're going to be. That's going to be their flagship offering. I think, James Sheff was a guest on a podcast a couple of times in your absence, Lord. And he kept saying, that like the cloud is going to be gaming for the normal person who can't afford it. And then the consoles are a luxury. And with Microsoft raising their prices, he's 100% right. I think we are going to see a marketing deal soon for Xbox Cloud, and that's going to be what they're going to push as the price that everyone can afford, the low cost price. And these consoles are going to continue to hit over $1,000 before this generation is ending. That's my take on it.
We all need to come together and just unanimously agree that the subscription model has just like killed everything good. Like, Jesus, it really has. I was thinking about this the other day. I'm like, that is such a problem, and I think that is spot on. I'm sure it'll just see, and then you just pay the subscription for the rest of your life or whatever, and you're going to spend quadruple the amount of money you would if you just bought the game.
Yep.
Deluxe edition and all. So it's like,
oh, for sure,
it's really it's a sad state, and I totally believe that. I mean, it's the own nothing and you'll be happy or whatever, that classic saying. And I think that's really coming true, and you can kind of see it now, like actually kind of forming, and the pieces are coming together. Everything's too expensive anymore. So yes, I see that definitely being the case.
Yeah. Well, while our future might completely suck, let's talk about what games we're playing now and what we're enjoying while we can on our consoles that we currently can afford. Let's go with you, Zach. What are you playing these days?
My game that I've been addicted to for the past, I'd say week and a half is Solarpunk. It's on Game Pass and I love it. It's so much fun. I have a couple of issues with it. I think it's man, is that game glitchy.
Yeah.
that it's sometimes it gets annoying, but man, that's one of the most fun farming games I've played in a minute. That I
I agree.
love
I just actually
the
beat it this weekend, so I love that you've been playing it. It's got that crazy bug with the inventory that I had to work around, and sometimes I have to restart my game, or my buddy will play online and I see him restart, and I'm like, oh, he got the bug. He
Well,
got the bug. So I agree. That's been a surprise sort of game. I read or I heard somewhere that was only made by a couple of people or whatever, so I can kind of forgive their bugs. I think I beat it in about 35, 40 hours. I sure hope they add content because I agree it was a really fun time.
looks cool.
yeah,
I
I've been
deserve it.
tapped into the whole behind like when it was coming out. So it's two German developers, and then they were on TikTok and they were like, "Hey, let us know what you want to see in the game." And they basically made the game all on TikTok, so it was pretty cool. My one other gripe with
Nice.
it, I will say that I want to shout out, even though it's two indie developers, I get it. It needs crossplay. No crossplay in a multiplayer game is killer. That I wanted to play with my buddies, and that shot the whole thing down, and
Yeah,
that was annoying. So
I agree.
Yeah. Easy
All right.
fix.
Well, Lord, what about you? Have you been playing anything other than taking care of new baby Gwen, or is Dad Time the only game you've been playing?
Oh,
And we
well,
want an update too on baby Gwen. Tell us
oh
about
yeah,
how
of
everything. Give us the whole
course.
update with how everything's
Oh
going there too.
yeah. Well, had a home birth. I think I kept that a little low key on the last. It was home birth. She
That's
delivered
awesome.
fine. I'm two of two catching babies, ladies and gentlemen, and so I'm like practically a friggin' doctor over here. Yeah, it was great. Easy delivery, 2 hours in and out. She's a sweet little. But yes, I can hear her crying now. I don't know if anyone else can. But yeah,
No, you're good.
it just a whole. It's another one of those perspective shifts. Now you have like a toddler running around and a baby, and you're just like, oh, this is like stacking these levels of parenting on top of each other, and it's like building blocks, and it's nuts. Like your brain is fried. Sorry, I know she's definitely crying right now, but hey,
She just heard the Xbox
yeah.
news, so
Oh yeah.
we can understand
Yeah,
her
I sympathize.
crying. Yeah.
But yeah, no, totally great, super fun. It's great having like the. Honestly, it feels to me like it's harder but easier when you have the toddler around because she's such like a happy-go-lucky. She makes things like when she's crying, like your daughter's there to help like soothe, and it's like it's really nice.
That's awesome.
But yeah, other than that though, I have snuck, because before I left, I was playing an awful lot of Marathon, and I had to play season 2 before that game is like dead because dude, Bungie is like disintegrating before our very
Oh, I
eyes.
know
And
the layoffs today. I
yeah,
didn't even want to make it a story, but it
I
was
know, I know,
brutal.
that's totally fine. But yeah, I figured I could just, yeah, dude, that Bungie's going under.
Ooh,
The player count of Marathon's not that good, but dude, that game is awesome, awesome, super well done. And season 2 was like a whole nother next level. They added this really cool, like RPG level, like skill tree that it's just crazy. It's called the Cradle, and they added this like night. They made it kind of like a horror game in this aspect. It's like a completely dark level, and dude, there's like these phantoms running around, and there's these weird audio hallucinations. They did a great job. I mean, Bungie nailed. I know that I'm telling you that hate campaign was completely unreal for that game, but honestly, season 2 has been great, and that's awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I think the numbers honestly are pretty horrendous at this point. Like I think they're sweating, and I think
well,
they're
you'll know the
yeah.
game's really in trouble when Sony starts bagging on it in their quarterly earnings calls. And
Oh
so
yeah.
far, they've considered it an asset, and they haven't done any write-offs on it. So I think you're safe currently. So we'll see
That's
where
good.
it goes in the future.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed for you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
How about you? What are you playing?
I've been playing a lot of Solarpunk, and then my buddy just got Pokepia because he just got a Switch too, and it's one of the free games. And I was like, "Oh, jump in!"
It is?
Yeah. Well, it's one of the games where if you buy the console, you get a free game that comes with it. You get your choice between Mario Kart, Pokepia, and one other one, and Donkey Kong. And he chose Pokepia, and I was just like, "Oh, I like a good Animal Crossing." But man, this is Animal Crossing on steroids. It's crazy. It's like
I've heard it's good.
It's Minecraft and Animal Crossing together. And I was just like,
awesome.
Holy shit. They sold like 2.2 million copies their first day. And I was like, holy crap. I kind of understand. Like I like Zach here, I enjoy a good crafting builder. And that's what this is. It's like, it's literally Pokemon in Minecraft mixed together with Animal Crossing on top. So definitely worth checking out.
That game honestly would pretty much sell me on the Switch too. But that game is a game key card if you were to buy the physical copy.
Yep.
Dude,
that's true.
And I'm like, I just want the physical dang game. Like, how would it burn? But yeah, that game looks really awesome.
Yeah, well, I'll keep posted on that one. It's definitely pretty good, pretty clever. Like lots of there's so much to do in it. I'm just like a little overwhelmed already, but it's awesome. Definitely.
Nice. Yeah, I want to hear more about it for sure.
Well, that wraps up all the video game news stories we've got for this week. Lord, once again, it's so great to have you back, man. I really appreciate you and all your help and everything. So welcome back. Zach, thank you for being here. You're truly the best intern ever, and I love you like a little brother. So I'm so proud of you. You did such a good job, and I'm so happy to have you on the pod. So on behalf of my co-host, Matt Lord, our intern, Zach Kohler, and myself, Dan Whitehill, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And as always, good playing with you.
Good playing with you.
Good playing with you.